good people, YouTube? I am your idiot leader, Dope, and this is Dope Comics, my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to show a great piece of horror memorabilia. This thing here is a piece of horror history and one of the greatest movies of all time. This movie is up there with any movie ever made, and I'm not just saying that. It's true. People like George Lucas recognizes this. They all put it up there in the top echelon of movies. And when you think about everything about the movie, when you go back and watch it, it wasn't the first ever movie with a walking dead guy in it, but it is where the zombie movie started. This is the bar. This is what set it off. All these people decided, hey, you know what? We don't have to have a Frankenstein. We don't have to have a Wolfman. We don't have to have a Mummy. We don't have to have that one star in a horror movie to have a franchise. We can have what's known now as the modern day zombie. I mean, all of it started with this in 1968. 57 fabulous years ago, this movie came out. And if you haven't seen it, or if you haven't seen it in a while, go back out and watch the brilliance of this movie. Watch how great the soundtrack is, the score. Watch how great everything about the movie is. I mean, it is the origins of the original zombie. And you'll see how far in the last 57 years, how far the zombies have came. And where they started out and where they're at today. Without this movie, there would be no Walking Dead. There would be no 28 Days Later. There would be hardly anything as we know like zombies. Zombies are probably, I mean, for sure they're a mainstay in horror. But they're one of the biggest things in horror going today. And they have been for a long, long, long time. You think about classic movies of all time. You think about the greatest movies of all time. Stuff like Gone with the Wind. You think about Rocky. You think about Star Wars. You know, they've all got their catchphrase. You know, you got the, frankly, dear, I don't give a damn. And you got the, Ayo, Adrian, you got the whole, you know, Luke, I'm not your father. Well, this, you had the brilliant saying, they're coming to get you, Barbara.
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're ignorant.
And that is Night of the Walking Dead, and that's the scene that everybody wants to think about. That's the one that everybody loves. That's been quoted no telling how many times. You see people like, you know, it's bigger than any movie in horror. It's the #1 movie in horror, and it's one of the greatest movies, period, of all time. So what I'm showing you today is Night of the Living Dead. We've got Johnny here. We've got Barbara here. And what makes this so brilliant is I've seen this picture before signed by one or the other. And I've seen a couple where they've both signed it. But it was maybe a black Sharpie and a brown Sharpie. But here they used the same color Sharpie. The color they chose really pops. And what I like about it, they just didn't write, you know, Russ and Judith, their original names on here. They wrote the whole thing. Somebody got them to write out the whole thing. And I love the fact, that's the reason I bought this, because it says, they're coming to get you, Barbara. And then he signed. And then over here you got, stop it, Johnny. Quit being ignorant.
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're ignorant.
That's the way she wrote her name. And then she tagged it Barbara, and he tagged it Johnny. This is from the movie. This is a very iconic scene. I'm happy to have this in my collection. This was 57 years ago. These two must have been sitting beside each other because they used the same pen. This is brilliant. This is wonderful. I'm glad to have this in my collection. I don't like to talk about people's age, but they're really getting up there in age now, you know. So I don't know how many more of these is going to be out there, but I'm happy to add this to the Dopetopian horror collection. But as you can see, this is 8 by 10. There's Rush, there's Judith. It is beautiful. It's got all the writing on it. If you haven't watched this movie in a long time, go out and watch it. I mean, it is a pleasure. Everything about this movie is brilliant. And if you think about the days back then, 1968, there wasn't a lot of African-American that was the main star in movies. And this movie had a main star that was African-American. It was doing things that was controversial back in the day. How many movies you think back in 1968 had a lead star that was African-American that just slapped the fuck out of a white woman? That's what happened in this movie. You know, so, I mean, that stuff was controversial back in the day. This was a great movie. Love this movie. It's It's definitely one of my favorite movies of all time. I think it's the most important horror movie ever made. Love this movie. Glad to have this in my collection. It's really cool. There's stuff out there to be had. Just go out there and find it, guys. Get you some cool stuff. Start your own horror collection. And recognize greatness when you see it, because this is great. And until the next time, we are under 6 minutes. And read your comics, collect the way you want to collect, and I will see you again beneath a blackened sky.